My brain hurts after finishing that book. Like, I feel like I'm in a mental fog.
If you've ever finished a book and thought, what just happened? Congratulations, you have officially read Brimstone. Today, we're diving into Callie Hart's chaotic, spicy, morally gray fever dream. And yes, this episode will contain a shitload of spoilers, and you've been warned.
We'll talk through our book club thoughts and then play a little game called Fantasy Therapists, where we diagnose
Oh.
these characters with the absolutely most unserious help they desperately need. And of course, we'll wrap up with our final review as always. Who should read this, who shouldn't, and what kind of readers thrive in this level of chaos?
Okay, let's get into the discussion on this because obviously we have a lot of thoughts and we have a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
I think that it would behoove us to start out by saying that this book was probably like very satisfying for people who are huge fans of Quicksilver, like the
Yeah.
mega fans, the mega fan base. I feel like they probably, which we know they love this book because it's been all over the internet. Uh, But for anyone else that, like, maybe you, like, passively read Quicksilver and you, like, really loved it because Kingfisher was, like, the hottest MMC, like, ever fucking written, or,
Yeah.
like, you maybe liked the, like, alchemist magic or, like, something like that where it's, like, you liked the book for whatever specific reasons, but you weren't like, "Oh my god, this is my favorite romantasy of all time." Like, you will probably struggle with this book
Yeah.
very heavily.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people saying, like, they love Quicksilver because of Kingfisher and they love the audiobook, but like
Yeah.
they're even listening to the audio of Brimstone and they're like, I'm struggling to get through.
Yeah.
And it does feel like the book is like a huge world building book. Like it kind
Yes.
of reminds us of like Iron Flame, except I would have to argue, in my opinion, that Quicksilver wasn't Fourth Wing. Like,
No.
Fourth Wing gave us like this feeling of like, oh my god, I want to be in Basgiath. I want to
Yes.
like cross that parapet. I would literally do anything. It's like having the feeling of wanting to go to Hogwarts. There
Yes.
was nothing in Quicksilver that I was like dying to explore to a greater
Yes.
length that we needed a world building book. It's like Callie needed to like give us more explanation of the characters we love, like
Yeah.
more explanation of the magic that we love, like
Yeah.
things like that, and less like, let me explain 20,000 different threads that will come back in the third book.
This book was trying to do so much that it should not have been doing. Like, this book should have probably been 2 books, realistically. Like,
You made this note in here. You were like, why is she adding more conflict with like this horde and this like rot and also the like internal court system of the vampires when we are just dying to know where Bellicon and Madra are after they got
correct.
away at the end of Quicksilver? Like, that's all I
Correct.
needed to know.
Correct. Like, we literally had the rot. We had the political conflict with the blood court. We had, to your point, the issue with the feeders. We had, these new feeders, these new fucking steroid rage
Yeah.
feeders. We had the human realm and all of the issues there. Like, they still were, like, peeping that with Madra. Like, we had the issue with Bellicon at the end. Like, we now have an issue with a fucking dragon. Like, we now have the gods involved. I was like, why are there so many threads that we are
Yeah.
pulling on? Like, why? I can't even ground myself in one conflict. Like, I can't get invested in one conflict because then we get into another chapter and there's an entirely new conflict to worry about.
And Callie has said that there is only going to be one more Kingfisher and Sarah's book, and then it's going to be like additional characters' point of views. And I just do not know how she's going to wrap up everything she started without making the next book 1,500 pages.
It's going to have to be. It's 1,000% going to have to be because they are so intrinsically involved in literally all of these conflicts.
Yeah.
Like, there's not one where I would say, like, oh, that would make sense to just dovetail into a Carrion book in the future. Like, that would make sense to dovetail into a Lorith or a Ren book, like, whatever. It's like, no, all of these things are so specifically tied to Saris and Kingfisher figuring it out.
Tell me what you think about this.
Oh, God.
I have this idea that the book could have started with the end. Like, I think that this book literally could have started with us figuring out that Kingfisher is a demigod prince of hell and, like, could have evolved the story from there. That's how
Yeah.
much the first 625 pages were a waste of time to me.
Or to your point, like, it literally just could have focused on them trying to figure out how to take down Bellicon, put Carrion on the throne, and then how to take down Madra.
Yeah.
And, like, that would have been a great book. Like, I would have enjoyed that book.
Madra never shows up in this book.
No, not once. Not
No.
once.
It's crazy.
So I think that my general perspective on this is that it, the Quicksilver was this like overnight sensation. Like it came out right after Iron Flame last year. And I think people that just really was that last year? 2 years ago?
It was last year.
It was last year. So it was this overnight sensation. Callie Hart, previous to
No,
this,
it was 2 years ago.
oh, Callie Hart, previous to Quicksilver, or prior to Quicksilver, was a dark romance author. She writes Quicksilver. It's this overnight sensation. I think that this is something that continues to be a conversation online, and I think it's really important. Like, I think Book Talk is amazing in so many ways and has done so many positive things for the publishing industry, for independent authors. But I think a huge drawback to where we've gotten as a book society is the fact that these authors feel like they have to literally put out books at rapid speed. Like,
Mhm.
overnight they need to write book 2 when book 1 was the sensation. It has just become this like race to the finish, and it's not the author's fault. Like, it's probably the publishers being like, hey, if you want to make sure that like this continues and like that this like money train continues, like you need to put out book 2 like within this
Yeah.
amount of time. And that is what this book felt like.
Which there's been, like, some big commentary online that there's a lot of editing issues in this book,
Yeah.
and that is kind of, like, showing what you're saying is, like, they probably didn't even have time to, like, fully edit this book,
No.
and, like, what if she did finish this book and was like, "Oh my god, I wanna reorganize this entire plot." They're
Right?
not giving her that time, they're like, "Sorry, you're putting it out as is."
Yeah, they're like, this is done. Like, we've already actually sent it to the printer. Like, the printing press, the Gutenberg, is running overtime on this fucking book right now. So you're done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel bad because I think has come under a lot of fire for a lot of the issues with this book, and it's like that's not her fault. To your point,
That happened with Quicksilver too, and that's why she had to write those bonus chapters because she's
yeah,
like, they will not let me edit this. Besides just like how this book was formatted and the length of it and all those things, there were some like faulty aspects of the story
yeah,
that I could not get behind. And one of those things was that there was a lot of convenient magic in this book.
mm.
Like, a lot of it felt like, oh, we need a quick save. We need to get this person out of here. Like, there needs to be a quick resolution. And I was like, are you alive? There needs to be a quick
No, deep
resolution
breathing.
to our problem. So, like, let's give Saris another rune and, like, tattoo her from neck to toes so that she has a reason to save people.
And then she would figure out how to use this magic within like 0.5 seconds. She'd be like, oh, there's something happening. My arm is tingling. Like,
Can I give?
oh, we're saved. Oh, I used my magic. Oh,
Can
I'm
I
good.
give you
I'm a master.
my favorite example?
Yes.
So at one point, I think it was chapter 7, Kingfisher and her are about to
Chapter
do the
7.
deed, and they're like, oh my god, we're in a vampire court. They all have supersonic hearing. They can hear everything we're doing. And she's like, oh, no worries. I can put cotton in everybody's ears so they can't hear us. And I'm like, cotton? Like literally cotton balls in their ears? What kind of magic is that?
And she does it. And Fisher's like, wow, you're really starting to understand your magic. And she's like, yeah, I don't really know how that happened. But yeah, let's have sex. Like, what?
Yeah. Wild.
So we need to talk about chapter 7 because the internet's losing their shit over it. And it's because it's like one of the first spicy chapters in the book. This another spoiler, there's like actually 50 spicy chapters in this book. And and I mean, there's so much happening in this chapter. But there was a part that I read this on the plane, and I genuinely was laughing out loud at this.
Read it, read it.
Sarah goes, "The way he ate me now was just like that. Like, he was still starving and could not be sated."
They were being nasty in this
Malcolm
chapter.
Malcolm had suspended him in a perpetual state of hunger, never dying of that hunger, but also never satisfied. He'd always seemed half starved whenever he'd eaten back at the Winter Palace, and I could never understand why. The way that he ate me now is just like that.
I actually am nauseous. I'm nauseous.
I genuinely was in tears laughing on this plane. Like, I was like, I cannot believe that she just compared him being starving, brutalized, completely alone in this like labyrinth that he was in for like 100 years or whatever to how he was just eating her out.
Yeah.
And then they end up having sex and she passes out. She fully passes out from her orgasm. She's out cold.
Which, when you say that Callie used to be a dark romance writer, you're like, okay,
It
I
makes
see where
sense.
this is coming from. This makes sense. But the first part is like just such a testament to how out of touch Saris is with reality in this entire book.
It's wild. Oh, and the other thing that kept happening during this book that I was dying laughing at is they keep doing this thing called dosing, where they will
Yeah.
like bite each other. They're like, "Argh," and literally, but then they don't do anything. They like sit there for a second,
Yeah,
and
they're
so
like
basically they're just
releasing
like
a drug into each other's system, right?
they're like letting this venom like go through their blood system essentially, and then they drink from the other person, and it's supposed to be this like insane high. Like I
It's
feel
like
like
taking ecstasy.
right, and
Yeah.
so they like kept doing this throughout the book. It's like, why are they literally just high the entire time off of venom? I'm like, can you guys have a sober moment, please?
This actually brings up a really good point. So, like, during this book, there's a lot of sexy moments, like you mentioned,
Mm.
while there's like some hugely impactful things happening at the same exact time. Like, they're at the point that the like vampires all get drugged and they're like all like convulsing on the floor. Saris and Kingfisher literally leave and have sex, and like we never revisit or go back to know who survived that.
They're like, oh, hold on one sec. Hold that thought.
And then, like, there's a point where, like, Everlane has a demon in her body and is literally, like, choking people out, and they're like, oh my god, okay, everybody's okay, alright, we're gonna go to the other room and, like, have sexy time really quick.
Dude, their romance in this book was too much. Like, it got to the point where I was like, I get it. Like, you guys accepted your mating bond at the end of Quicksilver. Like, you've fully admitted that you love each other. Like, you're in this honeymoon phase. I understand that. But, like, the way that they were just literally gaslighting themselves the entire time, like, not acknowledging any of the problems that, like, probably should have been happening in their relationship. And they were just like, it's you and me against the world. Like, that's it.
Yes. Yes. So, like, one of the huge things in Quicksilver was that the Fae hated the vampires. Like, they
Yes.
had, like, this intense, like, war with them. And then now all of a sudden they're, like, one big happy family and nobody ever really discusses it.
Fisher, like, doesn't give a fuck that his mate just happens to be half the thing that he has despised his entire life and, like, worked his entire life to eradicate. He's like, "Oh, yeah, that is what it
And I
is."
guess we don't really, like, see a lot of other Fae during the book, but, like, we see the Lupo Paralia, and they're, like,
Yeah.
so obsessed with Kingfisher that they just, like, go along with it too. I guess, like, Danya, like, maybe asks, like, 2 questions.
It's insane. It was just, like, it wasn't believable. Like, there was no tension, like, whatsoever.
Yeah. It was giving, like, Reese in Akawar, like,
Mm.
when Feyre was, like, fucking up left and right, and then he was like, "No, no,
He's like,
no,
"It's
it's
okay.
okay, you're
It's
fine," and, like,
okay,
telling
sweetheart."
everybody to, like, leave her alone.
Yeah, and Moore's the only one who's like, "No, you're actually fucking up, dude."
Yeah. Um,
There was one quote that I did highlight that I actually thought was sweet. And
Okay, let's hear it.
I felt like Callie actually wrote this well, and I'm going to give her flowers. Now, Fisher's been like trying to like trad wife Saris this entire book. Like he keeps like leaving her dresses every day, like in hopes
Yeah.
that she like wears a dress. And Saris is like, fuck that. I'm wearing my fighting leathers because why would I wear dresses? And so she finally confronts him. She's like, yo, it feels like you're trying to like make me into something that I'm not. And he was like, you don't have to be one thing, Sarah. So you can be many things. You can wear your leathers and fight every day of the year. I would never ask you not to. But sometimes, if you wanted to, you're allowed to soften, Sarah. You're allowed to stop baring your teeth at the world and take a breath because I've got you. And I thought that that was sweet.
Okay, whatever. Like, sure, that's sweet, but also, like, Kingfisher, do you know how she grew up? She literally was fighting for her life. Like,
She was
yeah,
literally a street rat in the desert.
yeah,
Go
and she
on.
was literally having to, like, keep her brother alive by the skin of her teeth. Like, maybe give her a minute to breathe. She just became the queen of a vampire nation. Of course, her teeth are bared. They're too sharp for her mouth.
100%. But I did think it was sweet because, like, I do think that that's an element of these relationships where it's like these people have been like so independently just like feral and crazy. And then they like come together and it's like, no, you can like rely on this other person. You can like
Yeah.
chill the fuck out for 2 seconds. So I did appreciate
Mhm.
that. But the dress thing was crazy.
The dresses, so I didn't realize this was a trope in romantasy, but it is. I'm declaring it a trope. Like these dresses were coming from his mother. Like his mother had put together this wardrobe for his future wife, which Reese's mom did that in the ACOTAR series too. And I'm like, why is there a trope of your dead mother foreseeing the future and putting together a wardrobe that's perfectly sized to your future mate?
I feel like it's because the moms are like, oh my God, these girls need to like chill for a second. Please just enjoy the finery. And
Wait,
I feel like that plays into the trope of like women in like these FMCs in these books that like just refuse to wear anything like other than their like pants and their trousers and their whatever, their like cloaks. And it's like, no, you can like wear a dress. Like it's
yeah.
fine.
Speaking of like these dresses fitting though, the craziest thing was described in this book.
What?
So at the beginning, when she like realizes that she looks a little bit different now because she's a part vampire and like, you know,
Mm,
it's giving like Twilight, like they have like shiny skin and stuff like that.
yeah.
But they don't have shiny skin. It's just like perfect skin. Um, she's like,
They don't actually shine in the sunlight
no, but you
in
guys
this
know what I'm
one.
talking about.
Literally,
Um,
Emily was desperate to make this entire book Twilight.
she does say that her breasts and her ass are bigger now.
Wait, I don't remember that. I saw your note
Oh
on that and I was like,
my
I
God.
literally don't remember this being said out loud.
Yeah, she literally says, like, my boobs and my butt are rounder and fuller now.
I am in shock by this.
Yeah. So
Maybe I blacked it out.
I don't know that those dresses actually fit.
True. True.
Because
She's like,
did the mom foresee her getting larger breasts when
did the
becoming
mom
vampire?
foresee her getting a BBL when she went through her transition?
So
I
I
guess
think
not.
she can't wear the dresses, not because she wants to wear her fighting leathers, but because they don't fit.
Maybe that was something that was in this guidebook that Sarah got.
So Saris is being so frustrating during this entire book. And one of the things that she's being frustrating about is that this book is a guidebook, a how-to. It literally starts each chapter saying, after you do this, do that. And
Mhm.
she just like conveniently forgets to read the next chapter in time until she's already messed up the situation.
She literally goes to this whole like mass suicide, essentially, like mass wipeout of these vampires. And she's like, oh, that was in the
Yeah.
book. Literally, the mom said, do not drink the wine.
And it literally said, read this before the ball. And she just didn't read it.
She was so stubborn in this book. Like, she
Yeah.
would get pieces from whoever. Like, it might be these magical creatures. It's like all of these beings that are much older and wiser than her are like, Saris, do this or try this or whatever. And she'd be like, fuck off. And like, just walk away.
It actually was so frustrating because I kept thinking to myself, to your point, these people have been in this realm for like thousands of years. Like they do, to an extent of just being alive, know more what about this place than Saris does. And
Correct.
Saris is like convinced she knows the right way about everything. And she's literally lived there for less than 30 days.
Which made me really believe that she is an unbelievably unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like we could actually trust one single word that came out of her mouth.
There was a point where she's talking to this extremely elderly vampire in this library of knowledge, and the vampire is like asking her like how she knows that the gods are real. And she's
Yes.
like, "Well, I saw them with my own eyes." "Well, how do you know what a god looks like, Sarah? That could have literally been Hades in disguise. Like, you have no idea who that person was." Ha! You are being tricked.
No, 100%. And I don't know if this is a thing for authors. Like, that would be interesting to look up. Like, if they intentionally write their narrators in this way, where, like, so the reader, like, has to have some shadow of a doubt, or, like, so the reader can,
Yeah.
like, really sit there and, like, critically think about what's happening or something without being
Yeah.
too reliant on them. But I don't, I don't like that personally. I'm like, I don't love that I can't trust this person that I'm reading from their point of view.
Right, I guess it does keep us confused so that we, like, don't uncover all the Easter eggs, but
True, true. That is true. Which again is why I think that this book was great for people that love Quicksilver, because there is so much theorizing that you could do off of this. Like
yeah,
there is so obviously so much happening, like we said, but like there had to have been an insane amount of Easter eggs riddled throughout this that like we obviously did not catch and will never catch because this is the last time I'll read this. But like but I bet for the people that, like, immediately went back and reread this, they were like, "Oh, shit, she dropped this here," or, like, "This random little factoid was here, or this thing
yeah,
was here," where it probably made the fact that, like, the ending whatever that happened at the ending was a little bit more clear, so I do feel like for people like that, like, they probably had a great time with this for that reason.
100%. Can we talk about the side characters?
Yeah.
So, I needed more, first of all. Like, I, like, needed these side characters to have more development because they were
Yeah.
low-key the best part of the story.
Truly, Carrion, again, was the MVP of this entire book, like, it carried this book, like, at least
Yeah,
in Quicksilver, like, it was the kind of a tie between him and Kingfisher in terms of being the best characters, but, like, Carrion was so good in this book, and I felt
yeah,
like he genuinely had the most development out of all of them because, like, you start to really see different sides of him, like, where he's less being, like, the court jester and he's, like, taking things seriously, or he's showing his emotional side, or he's showing that, like, he's really struggling with this, like, destiny that's been put on him and that he's essentially been, like, waiting his entire life for. Like,
yeah.
I thought that that was really well done, but to your point, I did not emotionally connect to one single other of these characters, like, not one.
I agree with you that Carrion had some development, definitely more than the others, but since this was a dual POV book, like it switched between Kingfisher and Saris, like why couldn't we have thrown in like 3 total Carrion POV chapters?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I could handle another POV.
He's on the front cover of this book, and this
I
man
know.
got no POV chapters?
I know, and the other thing that really threw me was I felt like the teasers to this book, like, really made people think that there was gonna be this, like, love triangle between Carrie and Fisher and
Yeah,
Saris, and she even kinda built it up that way at the beginning of the book, and eventually Carrie Kingfisher, like, asks him straight out, like, "Do you love Saris?" And Carrie's like, "Yeah, you know, I love her," but it's, like, literally as, like, a sister.
yeah,
And I'm like, "Bro."
right. And
What
then
was that? Like, it fell completely flat.
Everlane is passed away basically in this whole book.
She's an inch from death the entire time.
Ren missing 90% of the book.
Ugh.
Lorith is never where he's supposed to be.
Lorith is like either training or like being an asshole to the witch. Like, and then we have Foley out of nowhere. And like, we didn't know you at all in Quicksilver, but sure, like, you're now a main character. And we had like all of these vampire lords. We had Taladeus. Like,
Mhm.
we had all of these characters where you get like little glimpses, like, you get like little like things here and there about them. And then like, that was it. Like, they're gone.
And how is she gonna wrap up all of their stories? Like, I'm worried she's not going to.
We're definitely, I feel like, gonna get a Taladeus something. She's already confirmed we're getting a Carrion something.
But okay, so the whole like Taladeus love triangle is definitely a thing at the beginning. You could not disagree,
100%.
right?
Totally.
And so
Totally.
like for the whole like fourth of the book, you're like, oh, she's 100% doing this love triangle thing.
Yeah.
And then she like just all of a sudden like takes that storyline off the table like
Yeah.
25% into the book and never goes back to it.
Right. Because turns out Taladeus is literally trying to like unalive himself
Yeah. So it goes from a love triangle to a suicide
to a
mission.
suicide mission overnight. It's
And I just didn't
crazy.
love that.
No, I didn't love that. I truly don't feel like we got enough of literally any of the characters, like even Sarah and Kingfisher, even though literally the entire book were their two POVs. Like, I did not feel like I connected to any single character other than Carrion.
Also, can we talk about how this entire series started for one reason and one reason alone? That Saris needed to save her brother, Hayden.
God.
And Hayden shows up finally in this book after being forgotten for so long. And he is maybe in 5 sentences and does nothing.
And he's horrible. Like, he is an absolute nightmare. Like,
Yeah.
he is like the quintessential little brother where you're like, oh my God, shut up. You are so annoying. But like, you have to be here, unfortunately.
And Saris hits us with another nickname, Hey.
Hey, hey.
I was like, I'm
Sh-
sorry, is this 2009 AIM? Like, why are we calling him Hey?
She's desperate to shorten everyone's names. Speaking of that, like, this, I think my biggest problem with this was that this book was a completely different book from book one. Like, to your point, like, the entire impetus for why Sarah is where she is today was to protect Hayden and to save Hayden.
Yeah.
And we obviously had a lot of things that happened in Quicksilver after that, fine, but like, this didn't feel like a continuation of that at all. Like, this just
No.
felt like a completely like different storyline. This felt like a complete deviation from the entire plot of the book, the first book. And I feel like that's why I spent the entire book being so confused and thrown
Yeah.
off. Because I
Yeah.
was like, oh, thank God I read the 3 bonus chapters. So I like am semi-aware of what's going on. But like, how does
Yeah.
any of this tie to what happened in the first book?
Poor me, thinking I'm gonna come in and like
Poor me.
find out where Madra and Belicon are. Never find out.
No. I did think the like little rot feeders were kind of unique though. I did kind of like that.
Can we like talk about before we like give our like final wrap up on this book club discussion? Can we talk about the ending and his real name being revealed a little bit more?
Oh God.
So I genuinely am hurt, confused, traumatized that we were told to fall in love with Kingfisher, all of Quicksilver, and then he is given a totally different name in this book, and we're expected to use it from here on out.
We gotta get on board. We gotta call him Kai all of a sudden. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. In my orgasmic dreams, I'm not screaming Kai, I'm
No,
screaming Kingfisher.
correct. Like, I actually refuse to call him Kai Dan. I refuse to call him Kai Dan Greystar Finvara. Like, that's an insane name.
But do you think Callie's expectation is that we now call him Kaiden?
Probably.
That feels like she's not servicing the fans, and I'm hurt by it.
Well, let me see at the end, because didn't we end on his POV? And I think that she like put his real name on it instead of Kingfisher. Let
Yeah,
me
she
see.
did, and it's like a 1-sentence chapter.
Yeah.
So
It's
weird.
like, I fucking hate dragons or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, she removed Kingfisher and it's Kaiden Greystar Finvara.
Yep. So, I don't know, fans, what are we thinking about this? Because I am personally hurt.
I too feel a little betrayed by this.
Yep,
Just a little
same.
bit. Yeah, the name reveal was crazy. The fact that he's a, like, pseudo god is insane.
Which are
And
we supposed to infer that his father that took Carrie into Zilvarin
Mhm.
and like protected him for so long and all of their secrets was not his real dad?
I don't know. That's my question. I'm like, was it not his real dad or was it his real dad? And like he just happened to like have that trick up his sleeve.
Like his dad was the no, like his dad was the god of hell and then he left hell and went to Zilvar. No, I don't think
Right.
so.
And he just like took Carrie into Zilvarin.
No.
But then also he talks about the fact that his dad had shadow powers.
And he also talks about how his dad was like so amazing and like loved his mom a bunch, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I, I I don't
I'm
know. I'm deeply
so
confused by that.
confused.
Like, I do really think that his dad was like a part of the normal world for however long. Like, he was using his shadows openly. Like, he wasn't hiding the fact that he had that power. But then we learn at the end of this that those powers are associated specifically with this god.
Yeah, so
So,
like
was he also a half god? Is Kingfisher just like a quarter god? What's the god math
yeah,
here
what's the god bad? Because I do not believe that the king of hell can go to another realm for 1,000 years and like hell is still being ruled by whomst?
by these random demons and like dragons?
No way.
And then the fact that this was called Brimstone, this
Mm-hmm.
book, this 700-page book,
Yeah.
it's called Brimstone.
Yeah.
The first book is called Quicksilver. It's very clearly called Quicksilver because that's the entire focus of the entire book.
Yeah.
Brimstone shows up like at 75 to 80% through this book. For the first time, it is mentioned,
Yeah.
Brimstone. And we know that that is the cure for this rot, which is also the big thing that the gods warned against at the end of Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Once again, with all of the conflicts, I'm like, how was that the name of the book, the focal point? But then literally we spent 75% of this book talking about everything else.
Yeah, and so like the fire sprites are like run by this brimstone and they need the brimstone to cure everything essentially. And so I 100% thought the fire sprites were going to like create a little army, pull
Mm.
a Lahaba from Crescent City and like take down these fucking beaters. I'm like, would that not have been a great part of this book?
Why am I picturing the fire sprites like the Munchkin Land?
Yeah, like they were
When they're going to kill Alphaba, they're like, they're like, with
the
their little
little
pitchforks.
people rise up. They've been talked down to this entire 1,000 years and they rise up and they beat the feeders. Like, that would have been amazing, wouldn't it?
That would have been really cool. I agree that they're like also like secretly really good at fighting. Like they all come out and they're just like,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
exactly.
like cutting heads off.
And then you would have been like, wow,
No, I
I'm getting
totally agree.
upset that that didn't happen.
I totally agree. So I think like my final thing with this book is that it's obviously long. I've said that many times. The audiobook was $50.
Mm.
$50.
Okay, and it was on your, if you have Spotify Premium, you could listen to it, which is what I do. And the listening hours is 19 hours, and you only get 15 hours a month with listening, so you couldn't even listen to the entire book on your Spotify credit.
So the fact that that is the case, and this book was very clearly rushed, it was messy, a lot happened that didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
The writing felt like pretty lazy, and it just didn't feel like a natural progression from the first book. Like, I do kind of feel like we were a little bit ripped off for this.
Yeah, I agree. I need to finish this though on the fact that I don't think it's Callie's fault.
No, it's not. I don't. I think that she should have had a better team of people around her. Like this is not on the author in my opinion.
Yeah,
I totally agree. And
yeah.
there's also a lot of discourse around the intelligence, like the level of intelligence of romantasy readers.
Mhm.
And like someone came out online and basically was like, these romantasy readers like aren't really firing on all cylinders. And there's obviously a lot of backlash to that person. But I think that this kind of stuff reinforces that perspective in a really,
Yeah,
really unfortunate way. And I think that's the other piece that really frustrates me because I'm like, there is just so much unbelievable art within this genre. And when something like this happens, I just think that it takes away from that,
it
unfortunately.
takes some of the credibility away, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Oh,
all right. Well, let's get into our final review.
yeah.
Uh, for recommendability, I don't really think that I would recommend this to anyone. Like, I'm even
Yeah.
thinking about our friend who she read Quicksilver. She loved it. She was like, I am such a vibe reader. I don't need to read something that's like a work of art, whatever. And so she loved it. But I don't think she's going to like this book.
No, not at all. And that also, my recommendability is based on I had one of our friends recently get into Fourth Wing for like the first time. It's her first romantasy, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm addicted. I'm literally gonna name my next child Zayden." And then she was like, "What should I read next?" And I wanted to say Quicksilver, but I had just finished Brimstone, and I was like, "I'm not gonna recommend this series to you because I don't think you'll like Brimstone. Like, you're
No.
not going to get the Fourth Wing itch from this series."
Right. Unless you can literally just read Quicksilver and just be done with it, like that
Yeah,
would be maybe what I would recommend at this point.
yeah.
So recommendability is low. The spice meter is pretty high on this one.
Oh
This
yeah, I
this
mean,
one is like Cholula, maybe not even that. What's like the hottest
like
on
on
hot
that,
wings on hot
yeah,
ones?
hot ones, like the hottest, the last dab.
The last dab, the one that is literally exploding people's heads off of their bodies. Like that is where I would put this one. I had no book hangover. In fact, I had a reverse hangover in that I think that it
Mhm.
was really, really about to plummet me into a reading slump, and I had to immediately start another book to avoid that.
Same. I had to switch genres to
Yeah.
avoid like getting in a reading slump because I felt like my brain was made of mud
Yeah.
after reading this book.
Yes. Book club potential. No book club should read this, honestly.
No.
Like, unless you just want to, like, I don't even know what you would want to do with this.
There's
My,
like definitely some like higher level like fan romantasy books that a book club should read before they get into this because now
yes,
that she's going this way with it, like this is too intense.
yes, I totally agree. Um, my rating of this book is probably a 2,
Same, same.
unfortunately.
Yeah, and I feel really, really bad saying that because
I do
like
too.
we loved Quicksilver. Well,
Yeah.
we really liked Quicksilver and we thought that the characters were great in Quicksilver. We were
Yeah.
really invested in this sequel, and it like actually really pains me to say that it's a 2.
But we did give Quicksilver a 3.5. So I'm like, I don't know that this is that far off. Like, we literally called Quicksilver a junk food book.
This wasn't even a junk food book though.
No, it
Like I
wasn't.
love a junk food book.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Quicksilver was like a full on like vibe read. Like that
Yeah,
is like such a just fun book. Like this was not fun at
not
all.
whatsoever.
Not at all. Okay, let's play our game.
So we are going to play a little game of fantasy therapy. So we're going to do like very funny diagnosis. This is just a game. We're just being silly. And based on this character's diagnosis, we have to
Neither,
guess.
none of these things are diagnosed by a medical professional.
And based on the funny like therapy diagnosis, we have to guess which character we're talking about.
I'm so excited. Okay, do you want to start? And I'll
Yeah.
guess first. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I am diagnosing this character with I should have been the main character syndrome. I can never enter a room like a normal person, and I treat everything like it's a giant art exhibit.
Like it's a giant art exhibit. Okay, I enter a room and it's about me.
I
Hmm.
never enter a room like a normal person.
Oh, like a normal person. Hmm. Is it Carrion?
No. As soon as I tell you, you're gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe not. 'Cause I'm like, is it Taladeus?
Yes, it's
What?
Taladeus. He should have been the main character. He should have been the ruler of the vampire kingdom. He enters the room in always the most crazy fashion, like when he entered completely naked and his erect penis was hanging out. And then he literally did a mass cult like suicide mission, like it was some crazy art exhibit that we were all viewing.
Wow. Never in my life would I have guessed him first. Like, truly, that felt so Carrion to me. Like, because he is just desperately fighting to be the main character in this book
Yeah.
and also in Quicksilver. Like, at all times.
But it is accurate now that you hear it, right?
I mean, sure. I don't know. I don't feel like Taladeus was ever like wanting to like steal the show, you know? Like I felt like it was like thrust on him
But
at all
he
times.
constantly was stealing the show because he was essentially ruling that vampire kingdom.
Yeah, 100%. But like I don't think by choice.
Okay, you go.
Okay. I am extremely sensitive, but the way that I show this sensitivity is through constant anger and biting people's heads off wherever possible so that they don't get close to me and I don't have to show them my like true little like sad heart and wounds. Who am I?
Danya.
Yeah. I fully think that she's just like a complete avoidant. Like she has no idea like how to use a feelings wheel and like someone needs to put one in front of her.
Do you know what my
Pronto.
diagnosis for Danya was?
What?
Middle child syndrome, feeling constantly overlooked even when saving lives.
I'm sorry, I'm a middle child.
Feeling
Is
constantly
this
overlooked.
a real syndrome?
Yeah. And
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
description of it.
Well, we just diagnosed me also.
It's a-
All times.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I have the Disney princess complex. I have an aversion to stepfathers and spontaneously monologue about destiny, and I'm aggressively loyal.
That's obviously Kingfisher with the stepfather.
I thought that was so funny. The Disney princess complex.
I literally diagnosed Kingfisher with codependency after this book. I was like, he lost his mother at a young age, and he has been desperate for a female presence in his life to just latch onto because that is what he felt like this entire book. He's like, Sarah, where are you going? I gotta go too. Sarah, what are you doing?
Sarah, why is the door locked?
Sarah, why is the door locked?
I'm gonna kick it down if you don't answer.
Like, that's what he felt like the entire book. And I was like, bro, you need a hobby. Like, you need your own interests. You need to, like, take some time away.
Yeah, like, stop giving up all of your, like, morals that you have had for the last 1,000 years for Sarah's.
Please, please.
Be your own person.
Yeah, so he felt very codependent to me,
That's
personally.
a good one, yeah.
Okay. My next one. I think that I am special and more important than other people. And I don't really feel like I am super aware of the other people around me and how they feel. I'm mostly just really in my own world and in my own head. And some might describe that as a narcissist.
Sarah, you know I hate her. That is 100% her.
It is.
She literally is out of touch with reality this entire book.
She doesn't understand anyone's feelings other than like somehow Danya's at the end when she's like, I just diagnosed your entire personality disorder.
Yeah. She
also plays therapist literally at the end. That's the only person she's figured out. Everyone else, she's like, yeah, whatever. Don't care. It's insane. The entire time I was reading it, I was like, oh, she cannot get out of her own head ever.
Yeah, I took a more positive spin on Sarah's and I said she's a martyr because she's constantly sacrificing herself multiple times a week, but while also being like I'm gonna do this for you all. Like, that's part
Yeah.
of the narcissism too. She's like, I'm
Yes.
gonna do this for you guys because I'm so fabulous.
Right. Like, I'm the savior here. I'm the
Yeah.
hero. Like, give me all of the accolades for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she was just, I was like, you were a classic narcissist.
Yeah. She is.
Classic.
And I, like, really would love, and maybe it's because we just read that ACOTAR reread, but I would really love an FMC that's, like, not a martyr and not a narcissist. Like, can we
Yeah.
just, like, get somebody that's just, like, a genuinely good person trying to make their way?
Just trying to pave their way in the world in a good
Literally.
way,
Yeah.
in a valuable way. No, I
Yeah.
totally agree. I also am like, can we get an FMC who like gets thrown into power and is realistically like just loving it and taking advantage of it? Okay, but tell me that you wouldn't wake up as the queen of the vampires and be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have some fun here." Like,
Yeah.
I have the power of compulsion over all of these vampires, and I'm really not gonna take advantage of that. Like, are you kidding? I'm getting
100%.
pretty dresses just delivered to my doorstep by Kingfisher's dead Oracle mom every day, and I'm not gonna put them on. Like, what?
Like, how are you not pulling a mini Marie Antoinette, like, literally as soon as you find out you have a palace?
Yeah, like, how are you
I'm going
not
shopping
becoming
every day.
Princess Mia Thermopolis when she finds
Yeah.
out that she's the princess of Genovia? It's like, I would take advantage of that so quick.
Yeah. Don't just hate it immediately.
Don't hate it. Stop fighting it. Just enjoy it.
So you did guess Carrion earlier when I was giving main character syndrome, and what I
Oh,
actually
yeah.
diagnosed Carrion with was an excessive need for attention. He's constantly turning
Mm.
every task into a performance, and he has a flair for monologuing.
I feel like Carrion is maybe similar to Danya as an avoidant, but in a different way, where he's like covering all of his emotions with humor.
Yeah.
And he is distracting everyone from how he actually feels and how serious he actually is about things with humor. And I feel like a lot of comedians do that because they're like depressed.
Yeah.
And so I feel like maybe Carrie is just a little depressed.
I would literally give that to you hands down if I had any further character development of Carrion in this book. I
That
would be
would
able to confirm.
that would require 300 more pages that I
Yeah.
don't want to read. So sorry. We're just gonna have
So
to leave that where it is.
I think that wraps up this coverage of Brimstone. As you can tell, it wasn't our favorite. We struggled our way through, but we are here for Callie. Call our
Yep.
hotline if you need us. We're ready to help.
Callie, we support you. We support the readers who do love this because, again, there are a lot of people out there who have been eating this book up, who have given it 5 stars already. And we totally respect that. You know, reading is a spectrum and everyone can and should have different opinions. And so, do not want to take away from those people. But, you know, I'm excited to move on.
If you loved this book club discussion, you loved our vibes and loved giggling along with us, please like, subscribe, comment, go on YouTube, go on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast because you supporting us helps us to continue to do this.
That is right. And next week, we're going to talk about some fun stuff. We are going to be doing our 2025 reading superlatives. We're going to give out some reader awards, not the Goodreads reader awards, our own reader awards. And it'll be really fun. And you'll get to learn about all of our favorite books that we've read this year and why and all of the good stuff. So come back next Sunday.
See ya.